Hey guys, so I wanted to make this video for a really long time now, but I was practicing my own shading techniques and just, learning just like you guys are. I'm not like a advanced designer or anything like that, but I was practicing these techniques for a while now because I wanted to show you guys different types of shading techniques and how the placement of your shadows and highlights makes a huge difference when it comes to making clothes. And I know a lot of designers struggle with shading placements and they're really like struggling with how to shade and when to shade, or it's just a lot to learn. But I wanted to go ahead and show you guys my favorite techniques and the most easiest to learn in my opinion. So follow this little, tutorial, and hopefully you guys still learn something new. And before we start, I would like to say that I'm using the advanced template just to show you guys how to shade, because I'm going to be using these 3 boxes, although these 2 right here are the sleeves and this one is usually the side of the torso. But I'll be using these 3 boxes to just kind of show you how I would shade. And I hope you guys learned something from this, and if you have any questions, please leave comments. I'll try my best to respond to everyone. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright guys, so I have my advanced template out and we're going to go ahead and start on this box. So new layer, drag it below, and for this color today we're going to be using gray, because I know a lot of people have problems with like shading darker things. So we're going to use like a light gray and we're going to fill this in just like this. Alright, once you have it filled in, I'm going to show you guys my first shading technique. I think this is the most effective shading technique when it comes to, making hoodies or sweaters or anything of that matter, but I'll be showing you how to shade my very first box right here. So we're going to go ahead and click new layer, and we're going to go ahead and use the color black to shade because it is a gray base, and we're going to use pencil. I'm going to use about 4, I think is good. Let's test it. And we'll go a little lower, like 3.5. And we're going to click the like setting thing right here. We're going to click it and we're going to click force fade in and out. This is very important. Most people don't know this feature exists. I personally didn't know it exists until a while back. But now we're going to make soft shading, and I'm going to show you what this means. So we're going to create some natural wrinkles. So we're going to go like this, like that. Just like something that looks like a natural, that was like, doesn't look natural to me. Okay, like that, like that, like just like some natural wrinkles. And of course you guys can make it like, let's say you want to alternate between sizes, that's also totally fine. So let's say like this. But you don't want to make small strokes. You want, well, that's going to sound really inappropriate, but you're going to want long strokes. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, you guys can do it like this. Like this. I think I'm going to erase the ones on the bottom because I feel like these need to be a little bit different. But yeah, you're going to add these little strokes. Just like that. Beautiful. And after you do this, you're gonna go ahead and go to filter, blur, and think about like a 3 maybe is fine. And this is the crazy part. You're gonna want to erase, go in your eraser tool and erase the outside of your wrinkles. So we're gonna just like this. And if you did it wrong, like if you messed up, you can always erase it and go back. But try your best to follow the structure, like that. You guys are probably like, what the heck is she doing? Just wait it out. I promise it's worth it. Oh. Just like that. And now we are going to, oh, let's fix over here. There we go. And now what I do is I lower the opacity, just like this. looking nice. And now we of course want to make the box shading or the shading around this. So I'm going to go ahead and also click black, drag it between, click clipping, and I'm going to go to my paintbrush, make it a little bit bigger like that, and I'm going to go click this button right here. It basically makes everything straight for you. So let's go like this. Oh wait, I forgot to turn off force fade in. So click the setting again and take it off so it doesn't give you that blurred line at the edge. But like this and like this. There we go. Just like that. Turn it off and blur. Blur to your liking. I think I like it like at a like a 4 is good. And of course lower the opacity. Just like this. And now it's time for highlights. So for highlights, we're going to go ahead and click new layer, go to white, then you're going to do 2.5 for this. And we're also going to do force fade. Ooh, we're going to go pencil, we're going to click force fade in out. Go a little closer. And look at that. Just highlight on the outside of like where you erased, basically, like right here. You guys are gonna see the magic like really soon. Oh, I think I messed that one up a little. Let me fix my correction. And just like that. Here and here. A lot of people always ask me what I use. I use a mouse for designing, but yeah. And if you guys, I think, no, I don't think overlay would work, but you just make it lower the opacity, just like this. And look at that. Of course, it does need more wrinkles, but like if you were to lower the opacity, like for example, some people might think that it's like way too rough, so we'll lower it. There you go. There you go. And if you were to add more wrinkles, of course, it would look better. So yeah, you always need to add texture, of course, on top, whether that be, you know, sometimes like wool or wrinkles, doesn't really matter, but you don't want it to look shiny. Like I hate shiny templates, it's just so gross. But yeah, this is one way to shade. And now I'm going to show you guys how to shade. Alright guys, so for the second shading technique, we're also going to do about the same thing. You know, we're gonna use the same color on both boxes just so I can show you guys the difference. Yeah, no? Oh wait, let me just do the same thing. Let's take off force fade in and out, and let's fill it in. Boom! Just like that. And now let's shade. For this technique that I use this when it's more like a scrunched up, like, you can actually use this type of technique on jeans. Like, let's say you want like a baggy jean effect, for example, or baggy sleeves. Like, any of that is fine. So we're gonna use a lot of motion blur, a lot of motion blur. And let's see. And let me show you how to do it. So I have my background color, then I have my new layer. We're going to do the same thing, use black, or a little bit darker than black. Select, like this. It kind of incorporates box shading. Let me show you what that is really quick. Most people are familiar with these terms, most are not, which is fine. Click this button right here on top. There you go. Just like that. If you want to add it here too, you can, but I personally don't recommend it because, you know, it's up to you. But after you do that, let's click out here so we clean it up. Now we're going to blur. Just like that. I use clipping so the shading stays inside the box. And now let's begin with the scrunched up like the shading. I'm really bad with words, like I think you guys get what I mean, I hope. So let's go ahead and click fade in and out, just like this. And now let's go ka-chonk, ka-chonk, ka-chonk. Oh, I could just go smaller. I'm gonna go like this, like that, 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 like that. Don't be afraid to get out the boxes. But yeah, now we're gonna duplicate this, drag it a little higher. Then we're gonna go to hue, brightness all the way up, just like that. Yep, just like that. Merge right here. And now we're gonna use the motion blur, preview, and like that. You're gonna add as much as you want and, you know, adjust to your liking. And now we're gonna click clipping as well. And now we're just gonna lower the opacity like this. So there you go, you have like your wrinkles. If you want to add more, you definitely can. I don't know why I added so little, but I guess you guys get the point. Like, the more you add, the more like wrinkly and like, the more like it looks more realistic the more you add. But this is also really good. If you kind of look closely, it looks like pants too. So you could obviously put it on jeans. Of course, add your texture if necessary, lower the opacity if you want. It's really up to you. But yeah, if you were to, for example, make a different color background, I'm using gray because it's easy to use, but let's say you wanted to use, maybe the background was blue, make sure your black and your white is set to overlay so it blends in with the background and it's not just ugly ass black and blue. But yeah, let's move on to our two. Alright guys, so for this third shading technique, I went ahead and I already put the gray thing in the background. But for this one, it's gonna be a little more like sleeves, or like not sleeves, like a ruche sleeves. I don't even know how to say, like, I'm pretty dumb. But I'm gonna show you guys how to do it, and then maybe afterwards you'll kind of understand me. But yeah, you're gonna go ahead and grab the pencil, then make sure that it has the force fade in and out like that. Also make it black, and yeah, from here to here, just drag and make like mini C's, if that makes sense, like that. Then like this, then like that, like this, and the same just like that. And now we're gonna go ahead and go to filter, motion blur, and then you see like this compass looking thing. You're gonna make it like this, and you're gonna click preview and select your intensity. I think this is good, like that. And now we're gonna go ahead and duplicate this layer that we just made, like that. And now we're gonna make it a little bit small. We're gonna click Command T to transform, and then we're gonna make it a little smaller, like that. And now we're gonna go to filter, hue, brightness all the way up because you want to see white, like that. And now you're going to lower the opacity of the no, I'm sorry, you're not gonna lower the opacity, you're gonna make it a little blurry, the black and the white. So I'm gonna leave the white the way it is. We're gonna go to Gaussian blur and blur it a little bit like this. And the white, and lower the opacity like that. Move it to make it look kind of 3D, just like that. And of course on the bottom, if you want to make sleeves, let me show you how you can do that. Click this over here to give it like a little, like, just make it straight like that, and then if you want to make the that, like that, and something like that, and then you would just lower the opacity or just think along the lines of like that, so it looks like a sleeve. But yeah, I need add highlights over here. Show you. Just like that, and lower the opacity. And it kind of looks like a sleeve. I might want to lower the opacity of the black like a little more, or I would just like further continue because I feel like I need some little here. But yeah, it would look like something like this. And of course, you think like something is way too dark or needs a little bit of lighter, that would be kind of how you do it. But I know right now it looks really stupid considering these are 3 different like sleeves. But these are just some ways you can shade, and of course it could be used for anything. Let's say you would use the third way for maybe making a corset, or maybe I don't even know, but you could use it definitely. Maybe not for pants, but for shirts you can. The second one you could use for like jeans, leather pants, sweaters, anything that's like more like a scrunched up look. And then the first one you could use for like, I don't know, like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a sweater, or maybe like a jean, or maybe like a swea Man, I don't even know, but like these are just some interesting ways, you know? Like it's all up to you to use it. Just, you know, make sure you know how to do it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and leave some comments if you have some.